Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukatali.
Good morning, this is Newsline and a warm welcome to you. We're broadcasting live from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And this morning, which is not rainy actually, is my colleague Bandula Jayasekara. Good morning to you, Bandula.
Are the mics working today like in the parliament?
Do you know, that's an astonishing coincidence. Yeah. Yesterday the mics in parliament didn't work, and this morning the mics in our little set didn't work, but I think they're fixing it. They can hear you.
So are they following the parliament procedures?
Yes, I hope so. And also joining us this morning is Brigadier Jayanat Jayavira. Very good morning to you.
Very good morning to you.
And thank you for taking the time, making the time to come and give us an update on this awful scene that has happened in Koskama, which is not much different from this photograph in the island, an AFP photograph of Syria, something in Syria. Absolute devastation in Koskama. The people who live around there have been affected. One of our main trunk roads has been closed. So can you give us an update? Actually, can we start at the beginning?
Yes.
What were you doing when you heard? Who told you about this explosion?
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me. Actually, Bandula wanted to get me before. Actually, we were very busy during that particular time. I apologize to you because I couldn't come for your discussion, Bandula. Now, yesterday the army commander gave a telephone call and he informed me to go and participate for this discussion. And also on behalf of the Secretary Defense and Commander of the Army, first of all, I'll have to express our deep regret for the people and over this incident, and because this particular thing claimed one life of a soldier and one soldier got injured, including 8 civilians. Then on this particular day, having received the information of this particular incident, Commander directed the Security Force Commander West, Major General Sudanta Ranasinghe, to go to the ground and coordinate the thing. And the commander also went to the scene and he coordinated everything. So then this unfortunate incident taken place at 5:45 on Sunday. It's actually holiday, and as far as the camp is concerned, most of the people were not available due to it's a holiday. Then the commander directed the Security Force Commander to coordinate, and he has given the army troops then to conduct this operation. Actually, the army has got civil police, then the special task force, and all 3 forces. They have sent their demining teams. So they conducted, and we managed to control the development of the fire by 10:30 in the same night. And in between 5:45 and 10:30, and this fire developed, and at about 9 o'clock in the evening get the massive explosion. So
So it took several hours
for
the major explosions to start.
And the fire brigades they reacted very well. So they have taken about 20 the vehicles in order to douse the fire, and also the water bowsers in the civil authority, they also did a wonderful job. And I got to know that they have sent about 40 water bowsers to douse the fire, because
now this happened earlier. There was an incident in Matego. So at least for the future, don't you think that the forces, the 3 forces and the police should educate the villagers who are living around these camps or the ammunition dumps?
Bandula, that was one of the area actually what we have given due focus, and this was discussed with the disaster management minister. And there is a proper system is required to be activated in order to educate the people, those who are around. And for this actually the defense minister has instructed all three forces commanders to make necessary arrangement to shift all these ammo dumps to no man areas actually. Now the three forces commanders are in the process of looking out, and they are in the process of planning in order to shift all this, but it will take some time.
But Brigadier, I know that to ask this question now is almost pedantic, but during the last several years, billions of rupees has been spent on the war effort. Surely ammo dumps is also part of the war effort. And why did everybody forget that these vast quantities of ammunition were being stored? Because you all needed it, obviously, during the war. We're not commenting on that.
Yes.
But when you have so much, why? And there's money being spent on a new army headquarters and so on and so forth, and state-of-the-art everything. And why no state-of-the-art ammo dump? Why in the middle of the population?
Yes.
I've driven past. I mean, I'm sure I could have just thrown a tissue and it would have hit the perimeter fence in the car. So why? Why? How come?
You wanted to know why we have that ammo dump in that particular area.
Yes, and
Yes.
with such vast quantities.
Yes, and now during war, and it was the existing about 30 years during war, and whatever the ammunition we received from the sea, and we had to transport all this ammunition to safe places outside Colombo, because during that particular time for us, we have to consider about the security very well. Otherwise, there will be a problem of transporting this ammunition for a longer distance.
So the risk would increase.
Then out of Colombo, that was the only place actually we had in order to give a protection for this ammunition. Because of them giving due cognitions to have a proper place to store this ammunition.
I see.
So the Kosgama camp was selected for that.
And obviously the devastation is complete.
Yes.
People have lost their homes, and if you look at it from the point of view of those people, the people who've been affected there. Just before that, we've had heavy rains. Just before that, we've had an increase in the VAT.
Yes.
And just before that, all sorts of things have increased. The life has got more difficult. And on top of it all, it's almost like the icing on the cake, on a very distasteful cake. You have these explosions. So can you imagine the trauma of these people who are living in that area? Children can't go to school. There must have been people studying for exams. The prices are going up. And then this happens. And now the people say, and now they're clearing the road without clearing our homes. So what are you all doing about that?
And due to the impact of this particular the explosion, and we are very concerned about that somewhat damage caused to the civilians, those who are living around the camp. So initially what we have done, we declared an unsafe area by taking these people outside beyond 6 kilometer range. So we have done immediately, because now as far as this particular incident is concerned for us, only one person died. People used to ask from me whether you are going to hide something. Yesterday there was a discussion. Most of the journalists used to ask from me, giving the consideration about this particular incident. Very limited number of casualties we had. Only one dead, one army soldier got injured, and about 8 civilians got injured. So, and because the the outcome of this was, and we have give due focus to save the life of the people. So, and we declared the 6 kilometer range, and we have informed to vacate those houses and go to the safe areas.
But Janat, okay, one day,
Yes.
but massive destruction.
Massive destruction. So that is
Absolutely massive destruction. On that note, we're going to have to take a short break. We'll be right back after a quick 20-second break. Don't go away.
Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukutali.
Welcome back to Newsline, live from Dawson Street in Colombo. And Bandula's got his mic working now.
Yeah, next time you should wear a bow tie for us.
Look better off with you, a bow tie. Now then, really, okay, so you've now reduced the exclusion zone, if you like.
yes.
And but what about these people? How urgent are you in your efforts to rebuild their homes and, or to clear their homes so that people can get back to this life, to the hard life?
And to add to what Faraz said, Jana, there was tempers flared up yesterday. So people are angry, and hurt.
Definitely. And
But before that, in case you're thinking that I'm sort of ungrateful about this, our army we must acknowledge that the army did act extremely fast, and they have stopped for nothing really. And I know that President Sirisena has this matter's been extremely close to his heart, to his mind, because he's been on the ball and he's been prodding and pushing the forces to get their act together, and he's been constantly on the phone with his officials.
And also our viewers, Janat, they are saying to congratulate the army for acting so fast
Definitely.
to save so many lives.
then shall I explain, because now unsafe area has been declared for 6 kilometer.
Yeah.
It was gradually reduced.
Right.
Now that particular the distance has come to 500 meters now.
Right.
And the people, those who live in that particular area, so and still they have little restrictions, because due to the explosion, a lot of the remnants, debris and shrapnels, are strewn everywhere. So we have educate people to not to touch these things, and if they have noticed something unusual, so they have been informed to inform the army or police. So
Right.
that message is required to be given, because still I have seen Bandula, some people used to get all these things as souvenirs.
Souvenirs, yeah.
So these are the properties of army. These things are required for the investigation. I kindly request general public to hand over all these things if you have collected already, right? So that is a very important thing. And most of the people, they used to inquire about us about this unsafe area. Because of the security of the people, we have declared this, right? And because as I mentioned, the remnant and debris strewn here and there, so and we have to clear that. The troops are in the process of conducting.
Janat, okay, add to that, okay, this disaster
Yes.
took place, you all moved very fast, I mean, the commander led
Yes.
from the front. But is the army public relation mechanism well in place? I mean, especially dealing with the villagers?
Yes, that's a very great thing. In between army and the public is concerned, the media played a pivotal role, Bandhu. So whatever the decision we take, we inform through the media.
We the media.
Yes,
play.
especially
Yeah.
time to time they used to speak to us, and they disseminate the correct information to the general public. So it's a very, because I have told in each and every discussion that I had, media played a pivotal role.
And
State
sorry to
media
interrupt,
as well
Janat,
as-
but
yes.
that's the time, I mean, I think we have to take credit when we have to. I mean,
Yes.
people may not like it, but when the so-called the national media ran away, we don't expect you to answer it, because
Yes,
you have
yes.
to be diplomatic. The
Indeed.
so-called. For us, to,
We'll leave you out of it.
Yeah.
But,
the so-called national
Yeah.
media
Exactly.
ran away.
They operated like a little CCTV station, not as a national broadcaster, and it was left to this group to carry the flag. and we did so with great pride and with great commitment to the people. And as we have demonstrated, even though we were attacked, stoned and claymore bombed.
Do you agree, Jana?
Yes, and Bandula raised a very good question actually, right? As far as the public is concerned, now in between the military and the public, that was linked with the media. Bandula, I would like to emphasize more on that. Then, because as I mentioned, whatever the things we have, generated, and if you want to inform anything, so this was done by the media. So and the people also reacted very well by listening to what we have.
They all listen.
Yes.
Watch Newsfirst.
Brigadier Janet, you're absolutely right, and also you're very lucky, and it's a reflection of the professional status of our armed forces that the army commander led from the front.
Yes.
And there's a very uncalled for comment from the former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa, in which he in which he said that if it was him, in his time, he would have had the army commander to resign. Well, that's very rich. If you're talking about any resignations, Bandula, I think that if there should be any resignations, it should be from both chairmen of the state broadcasters for lack and dereliction of their bounden duty. They should go. Perhaps Mr. Rajapaksa would like to comment on that by email. What do you think?
Or he can give us a call.
He can give us a call. We are right here. But what is the army now doing? How far are you away from getting these people back to their homes?
And how would you compensate them, Jana?
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. And after this particular incident, right, the Prime Minister went to the scene, and he has directed the army to repair, reconstruct all the houses got damaged. The army commander yesterday visited along with the state defense minister, and its secretary also went there, and the Ranaviru Seva authority chairman was also there, and they spoke to the people, and there was a Ranaviru village was there. They had about 107 the village the houses, out of which 40 badly damaged, about 60 partly damaged. So they are in the process of working it out. The command has given specific directions to repair all these things. Having repaired, only the army is going to come back. So, and we never let down people, and whatever the things that we have promised, definitely we are in the process of doing it, giving them the maximum support, and all as per the direction given by the commander, engineers service regiment has gone there, so they have done an evaluation, then how they can rebuild all these things. That process is going on.
Jana, has the government allocated funds already for this rehabilitation?
Yes, definitely, that has already been allocated, and army is in the front in order to reconstruct, and whatever the houses damaged, as far as this the Ranaviru village is concerned, now army commander wanted to rebuild all these things and proper way, and they will get very good houses.
How about the support from the Navy and the Air Force and the police and the staff?
Again,
they are with you?
Very good question, Bandula. Now, as far as Air Force is concerned, when this the fire erupted, so the command has informed, and the Defence Secretary coordinated everything in perfect manner. Then the Air Force they did reconnaissance missions, so they took some pictures of this, and they passed down this information to the ground troops, to the commander of the army. Then we know that where this fire is going, developing of the fire to which directions. So, and based on that, and the previous day and and this was taken place on 5th. On the 6th also they did some reconnaissance missions in order to give such information for us. And the Navy, they supported by sending demining team, and the STF, they also did a wonderful job along with the police. So they are the people who gave the security cover for the houses of the people, those who have vacated due to the impact, and they maintain that heavy traffic, the police.
And did you
It's
hear
a
of
coordinated
any
effect, actually.
incident of looting?
There are some incident, Bandula. So we have specifically mentioned that, if they have, had some sort of a problem in that nature, so they can go to the police station and make a complaint. And actually we gave the general security for that area. So that was the...
Talking about funding, Bandla, and the funds, we have come across this information that President Sirisena, as the Commander-in-Chief actually, has issued instructions to the Army to not wait for funding from anywhere, but to utilize the funds that they already have and to carry on, and that these, obviously, the Treasury will then put it back. So it's a case, a good instance where executive power is being used very wisely instead of being squandered as has happened in the past.
But about the vehicles?
Well, it's we want to just point something out. The island, page 8, a cartoon. There are flood victims on the left, and there are landslide victims on the right, and right there in the middle, and the Koskama incident as well. And right there in the middle, even hours after the Koskama incident, and on the back of the floods and so on, Parliament votes for the purchase of 30 luxury vehicles. Guess for whom? For the ministers.
No, to serve the people. They are saying, Gayantha Karnataka has said, we want to serve the people with these luxury vehicles.
Well, it's amazing. The timing couldn't have been poorer. They clearly haven't heard of a PR machine.
And also for us, it's unlike in other countries, so our politicians are so insensitive.
And can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think that Gotabaya Rajapaksa was appointed as Defence Secretary because he had some special qualification?
No, he served. He served in the army. It's obvious he was, I think, a veteran in the army. But he happens to be the brother of the former president.
Thank you very much. Now there you go. That is the whole point here, and I don't think such people ought to be commenting now about what the army commander.
And also, when we had, for us to add to that, when we had General Manopera on our program, we got calls from some of the viewers and said then when that the Air Force camp in Anuradhapura, they would have asked the Air Force commander to go.
Yes.
Rather than he was the defense secretary, they would have asked all those incidents, would have asked them to go. Why now? That question was raised.
I think we need to end on this. The army has undertaken to stitch uniforms. Members of the general public are skipping meals to feed, clothe and shelter their fellow citizens in distress. Kind-hearted foreigners are sending relief material here in spite of their own difficulties. Hospitals are seeking public assistance to buy scanners and other such equipment. Life-saving drugs are in short supply. Most schools are without sanitary facilities. University students are not paid their stipends on time. And Parliament is buying 30 luxury vehicles. On that note, thank you for watching Newsline. We appreciate your presence. Monday to Friday, same time, same place. Brigadier Jayannath Jayavira, thank you very much for being on Newsline. Do come back and keep us updated on this wonderful, sterling work that the Army is doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Father.
Thank you, Bandula.
Thank you, Father.
And on that note, this is us saying have a great day, take care, and God bless.
Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.